Good day, my name's Sir Alistair Brodie and I'm the keeper of the King's Unicorns here at Stirling Castle. Sandy.
Hello, my name is Sandy and I look after the lovely pumpkin.
Now we've had some magnificent questions submitted to us for this Unicorn Day. So let's get inside and let's get started. Well, we sent messengers out all over the kingdom and we have gathered lots and lots of questions to be asked right here today at Stirling Castle. Well, we've got a question here from Isla, who's age 5, and Sandy, she wants to know where can you see unicorns and how you became Pumpkin's keeper?
Well, you can see unicorns pretty much anywhere if they want to be seen. How did I become Pumpkin's keeper? It's a funny story. One day there was a knock at the door and when I opened it there was an old lady there and she said that she had a unicorn that she wanted me to look after, and I told her I didn't believe in unicorns. I know, so she brought Pumpkin to show me and my daughter Amy, and she said that because me and Amy had been so kind and we were thoughtful people, she thought we'd be perfect people to look after a unicorn. So she asked if we would look after Pumpkin, which of course I said yes. And that's how we became to have Pumpkin.
And do you have any idea who this old lady was?
Well, she told me she was the Queen of the Fairies at the time.
Wow.
So yes, I feel quite flattered to have met her. She told me a story that apparently anyone who is kind and thoughtful, apparently when they're older, she might go to their door and bring them a unicorn to look after.
That is just a wonderful answer. Amelia asks, how long do unicorns live?
I was told up to 1,000 years.
Well, Sandy, I know for a fact that some unicorns can live up to much, much, much longer than 1,000 years. You'll see the unicorn horn, of course, grows with their age. So it only grows so long for every year or every 10 years. So we know for a fact, by looking at some unicorn horns, that unicorns live to thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years old. Scarlett, age 4, asks why unicorns have one horn. Its head is actually that of a goat. Some goats have 2 horns, of course, and the unicorn is 1 horn because that's where all its magic powers are concentrated from. It can also help it, get out of some tricky situations, but it has 1 horn mostly because it has the head of a goat.
And if a unicorn wants to hide to stay safe, what they do is they gently shake their head and their unicorn horn disappears and they hide it for children to find. And if a child finds that horn, it means that they can speak to the unicorn that shed it. And they can speak about anything they're worried about, anything that they're a bit scared of, anything they're excited about, any exciting news they've got. They can read stories and they can show them pictures too. So whichever unicorn horn they find, they can speak to the unicorn that shed it.
Now, Julie and Marion, at age 50 from Irvine, have asked, does the unicorn horn get in the way when it's washing its hair?
No, not at all.
Little Miss Kay is asking, do baby unicorns have horns?
No, they don't. Unicorns aren't born with horns. They usually start to grow when they're about a year old.
Splendid. Ruby is asking, do unicorns use their horns for protection? Well, Ruby, if you look at this here, this of course could be used for protection, but unicorns use it mostly for their magic, and they also wave it around, as Sandy said earlier, to help them disappear. Ruth has asked, can you fly and can you use your horn to do magic?
No, unicorns can't fly, but yes, they do use their horn to do magic. They use it to make themselves disappear when they need to.
Brian's asking, why do unicorns hide when they are Scotland's national animal? Well, Brian, it's considered we're national animal, and of course they've got to hide for all sorts of reasons.
Well, if they didn't hide, they would be surrounded by people all the time. There'd be people wanting to take pictures of them, people wanting to take them home. So to stay safe, they often make sure that they are not visible.
Sophia and Matteo are asking, why is the unicorn Scotland's national animal? Well, Sophia and Matteo, many people might consider it a bit strange having a mythological beast as our national animal. But in mythology, the unicorn has the head of a goat, which is wisdom. It's got the beard, you see. It's got the feet, of course, of the goat, which is sure-footed, and it's got the body of a horse, which is strength, and it has the tail of a lion, which of course it can swish and make itself disappear. Now these are all magnificent, strong, wise beasts. So as we said earlier, it's considered the national animal, but it's actually more a symbol of royal authority in Scotland. Amy-Louise is asking, does Pumpkin like being the national animal of Scotland?
Pumpkin and his friends are extremely proud to be considered the national animal of such a beautiful country. Yes, very proud.
Laura, age 5, is asking, what do unicorns eat? Now, Sandy, do unicorns eat haggis? Because the clan McHaggis tried to make the haggis the national animal of Scotland, but that was just a myth started by them to sell more souvenirs in their gift shop. Is it true?
No, unicorns don't eat haggis.
Oh.
Unicorns, they eat hay, they eat grass. They also love carrots and apples and bananas and grapes, but they're all full of sugar, so they can't have too many of those because they're not healthy snacks. So it's not good for their teeth and it's not good for their bodies if they eat too many of those.
Ellie asks, what is a unicorn's favourite snack? Now, is it jelly pieces?
No. A unicorn's favourite snack is a carrot and grapes. They're his favourite snack.
Sophia's asking, do unicorns eat rainbows and sprinkles?
They would very much like to, but they're far too sugary for them. So no, they don't.
So they don't eat sprinkles and rainbows. Interesting, because behind us here in the magnificent palace, there is a series of tapestries with unicorns, and it is said when everyone leaves the castle at night, they come alive and they leave the tapestries and they troop down to the king's kitchens and stuff themselves with all sorts of goodies and bananas. Now Poppy's asked a really interesting question here, I love this. Poppy's asking, do unicorns have to file their horns the way that humans have to file their nails?
They actually do, otherwise they get too sharp and they get too long. So what they do is they actually use trees to go, and they naturally file their horn on trees. Same for their teeth, but they can't look after their teeth themselves. So we've got a special dentist that comes and looks after their teeth, and they file their teeth down so they don't get too sharp. Just like with their hooves, a farrier comes. A farrier looks after horses, ponies and unicorns' feet, and he comes and he's got special scissors, and just like they cut your nails, he cuts their hooves and files them to make them nice and smooth so they don't get too long.
Hannah wants to know, what is the best thing about being a unicorn?
The best thing about being a unicorn is making people happy, meeting lots of new friends, lots of new children, lots of boys and girls, and to be honest, it's just being happy all the time and just having fun all the time.
Paige wants to know, does Pumpkin have any other magical friends?
He has lots of magical friends. He has the Loch Ness Monster, he has fairies, he has lots of other unicorns, woodland animals, just too many to mention.
And Paige also wants to know, how do you become a unicorn's best friend?
It's easy to become a unicorn's best friend. When you meet them, you just have to be gentle and you have to be kind and caring and thoughtful.
Well, I think that's a wonderful message. And Freya's asking, does Pumpkin have any other unicorn friends?
He does. He has Tinkerbell. He has Princess, who was at this very castle 2 years ago.
I remember her well.
Meeting lots of boys and girls. And he has a new little unicorn friend called Teddy, who's not yet a year old, so he hasn't grown a little unicorn horn yet.
Wonderful. Sandy's asking, is there any other countries revere the unicorn? Well, actually, many countries revere the unicorn. China, Iran, Iraq, Switzerland. In fact, even in Denmark, the royal throne is called the unicorn throne. It's made from unicorn horns. And I've actually been a guest of the Danish royal family once or twice, and I've seen it, and it's magnificent. But the unicorn is revered in folk tales and mythology. So it's not just we Scots that revere it, it's all over the world. Becky's asking, does Sandy and Pumpkin have any favourite stories of their time together?
I think my favourite story with Pumpkin is every time we meet a new friend, and it's seeing a little boy or a little girl's face the first time they see Pumpkin. That's one of my favourite things.
Austin wants to know, does Pumpkin get on with horses?
Of course he does, because unicorns are part horse. And also they pretend to be a horse or a pony when they're hiding, so they have to live amongst them.
Leah, who's 4.5, wants to know how Pumpkin got his name. Now, I thought it was because he laid a pumpkin and then it was carved out and made into Cinderella's coach. Is that how he got his name?
No, that's not how he got his name. He got his name because when he came to us, he didn't have a name. So we just kept calling him our little pumpkin because he's so gorgeous. So the name just stuck and he started answering to the name Pumpkin.
Oh, I prefer my version better to yours, but that's lovely. Sandy has asked a really interesting question. Can children see unicorns better than adults can see them?
Yes, they can, but I think that's because they believe more than adults do.
The Museum of Scottish Railways want to know, does Pumpkin like trains?
He does like trains. He likes all different types of trains. He likes watching them and he likes going on them.
Oh, fantastic. He's well travelled.
He certainly is.
Ruby, age 10, would like to know where Pumpkin sleeps.
Pumpkin always sleeps in the magic wood with all his woodland friends.
That just sounds lovely. And Emily wants to know how many hours a day Pumpkin sleeps.
He doesn't actually sleep for very many hours at all. He's far too busy having fun. He doesn't need much sleep. And did you know that unicorns can also sleep standing up?
They can sleep standing up. Well, I'd like that sometimes because I'm so busy here at the castle. Bella wants to know, what does Pumpkin like to do all the time?
Pumpkin mostly likes to eat grass, as you can see here. He likes to sleep, he likes to play with his friends in the woods, and he likes to meet new friends.
Frida is asking, are there unicorns with wings?
Frida, I think you might be thinking about Pegasus because unicorns don't have wings.
Adrianna is asking, can unicorns run as fast as horses can?
Yes, they certainly can. They've only got little legs, but they can run really, really fast, especially when they're all playing together.
This has got to be one of my favourite so far, and this question comes from Eva, who is asking, are unicorns related to the narwhal? Now, of course, Sandy, the narwhal is a type of big fish that lives in the sea, and it has a tusk like the unicorn horn projecting from the front of its nose. Now, little do some people know that the narwhal is sometimes known as the unicorn of the sea. And in fact, Eva, maybe the mythology and the horn of the unicorn does come from the narwhal, but we'll never know the correct answer for that. Rai would like to know, does Pumpkin prefer sunny weather or snowy weather?
They like both weathers. He loves the snow because they can play hide and seek in the snow, obviously, because it's white. But they really like the sunshine as well because that's when they tend to meet more new friends, more boys and girls when it's sunny. So I think, to be honest, he likes both weathers.
Misha would like to know, are all unicorns white? And Anna wants to know, are there any colourful unicorns?
Unicorns are all different colours. They have to be really because when they hide their unicorn horn and they pretend to be a pony or a horse, they often hide amongst ponies and horses in fields. So don't forget, next time you drive past and you see a pony or a horse in a field, that it could actually be a unicorn hiding.
In disguise. How clever is that? And also, what we do know is that rainbows are made by unicorns jumping from one spot to another to make the slides for the fairies to play on. So surely that must come from all different colours.
Definitely.
Well, I've had a wonderful day here at Stirling Castle meeting Sandy, and pumpkin. And I've got a wee gift for them here, this magnificent collar here that they can wear whenever they like, and this will then make them members of the ancient order of unicorn herders.